Welcome to the Retire with Peace podcast, the podcast where we help you create a fulfilling and stress-free retirement. Each week, we bring you expert advice, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you plan and live your best retirement life. Whether you're nearing retirement or already enjoying your golden years, this podcast is here to support you every step of the way. Let's embark on this journey together and discover how to retire with peace.
Welcome back to the Retire with Peace podcast. As always, I'm your host, Dave Zegel. The stock market is indeed going to drop. This was the big news given to us by David Solomon, who is the CEO of Goldman Sachs, who I will not speak negatively on because he seems to be really smart and has done a great job as the CEO of Goldman Sachs. For those who don't know, Goldman Sachs, one of the gigantic investment banking, investment management companies out there. So good company, really smart guy. He made the statement that a stock market drawdown is coming, and a drawdown is a fancy word for saying drop. Those in the investment world like to soften things, and they don't call it a drop, they call it a drawdown. He said a stock market drawdown is coming. He said this back early October, I believe. And some people kind of flipped out. They went, oh, this guy's smart. He's heavily involved in the stock market. He says that the stock market is going to drop. It's going to have a drawdown. Sure, yeah, of course. And actually, if you look at his comments, he said that a drawdown is coming in the next 2 years. Great. Now, I look at that and say that's about one of the safest statements you could possibly make. Of course, there's going to be a stock market drop over the next 2 years. And I think this is really important because when we talk about retirement planning, a lot of people will worry about, well, what if the market drops? We need to change that. It's not if, it's when. The market will drop. This is not an if. We don't know if it's going to be 2 days from now, 2 years from now, 2 decades from now. 2 decades would be a really long time. But yes, it's going to drop. We have to prepare for this certainty of a drop and not be running around scared about a what if. It is I can't emphasize this enough. It's a really important point to drive home that this is not an if. Stock markets go up, they go down, there will be a drop. So I think the sooner you can make that shift from if to when, the sooner you'll be more sane. And if you plan for this when, it's not that it's fun when it happens, but it's not as harsh. And you're ready for it, and you've prepared for it. And you can, in a lot of cases, make it an opportunity. I know people think of me as crazy whenever the stock market drops, and I kind of celebrate. I'm like, yeah, we're ready for it. Cool. Let's find out where the opportunities are. Because it's true. You shift from if to when, you're going to have a lot more sanity, and you're going to be a much better investor, by the way. So his statement of there will be a stock market drawdown in 2 years should just be taken as a yep. Yes, there probably will be. In fact, we had a pretty big drop in April of 2025 here when all the tariff stuff was going on and lots of uncertainty was in the air. There was a huge drop. Was it an opportunity? Absolutely. Yes. Wasn't fun. Wasn't exciting. Didn't have to enjoy it at the time. But you have to step back and say, okay, this is happening. Did we plan for it? Yes. Is there an opportunity? Absolutely, especially long term. Now, how do we plan for this? We talk about this all the time, especially with retirement planning. We make sure that we have at least 5 years set aside outside the stock market in bonds, CDs, structured notes, something where we know that those things are going to mature and give us our money back throughout those next 5 years. We don't have to think about it. We've got our income covered, no matter what the stock market does, for at least the next 5 years. And when we've had a good year like we've had last year or this year where the stock market's been up, we want to add a sixth, a seventh, in some cases even an eighth. That's a bit much, but you can go out and say, yeah, let's add a sixth, seventh, eighth year of income so that when the stock market drops, we're not freaking out. We're not selling. We're not thinking, oh, now we have to sell while the market's down to get our income. Nope. That is taken care of already. We already had at least 5 years set aside. We don't have to worry about selling low, taking losses, and using that for our income. That's covered. That's already done. That's already planned for in advance. So now when the market's dropping, again, it's not fun to watch the balances go down, but we can think and plan more long term and realize we have at least 5 years of income ready to go. So this money that's in the stock market, we need to be thinking 5+ years down the road and realize whatever is causing this drop now, what is that going to mean for 6, 7, 10, 15 years from now? Is this going to matter? Or is this really the moment where we can take an opportunity that will work out in the long term? That's the key to all this. Being prepared and viewing this as an opportunity. If we shift our mindset from if to when, we can be ready for it and we can take advantage of it. Shift that mindset. You're going to make a lot more money. You're going to be much more sane, and you're going to have a much better perspective when these things happen. So I hope that helps shift your perspective. You're enjoying if I can ask a favor, if you're enjoying these podcasts, give us a 5 stars on whatever you're using to listen to it or watch it, or if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. All these things just help spread the word so that we can get this good information to people, especially on messages like this, where we need to shift mindset from if to when, be prepared, and take advantage of those opportunities.